Right, this is part 5 of how to get healthy in a year, and we're back on the talking of exercise. So I've got my notes, don't worry, you might see me turning them over occasionally, but all the notes will go on the website so you can read all of this along with watching the film or the little video. So we're going to ramp things up a little bit. You're doing your stretches, you're doing some of your basic postural stuff. We need to really start pushing forward with this now. Again, as we talked about every time, this isn't just about losing weight, this is about getting ourselves back to a better state of health and wellness. Basically, we're trying to give our cells, that's the bits that you're made of, the requirements they need to express that health rather than sickness and disease. We know that if you look through all of my information, the Facebook pages, we know that lack of exercise is creating a myriad of problems. You know, you look at obesity, look at cardiovascular disease, look at diabetes. They're through the roof. The problem is our modern day lifestyle is not as it should be. You've got to remember, as I said in the last time, our genetic makeup hasn't changed. Okay, at least in the last 10,000 years, but the last 10, 20, 30 years, what are we doing? Our entire existence is us sitting down, sat behind a screen, watching videos like this. But you really need to be up and doing something. If you think about it, what do people do? They go to work, they're on a computer, behind a screen, sitting down. They come home, they're reading a paper on the train, they're coming home, sitting down, doing no exercise, watching TV, going to bed, and they're doing it again and again and again. And you can see people's weights over the last sort of 10, 20, 30 years have slowly been going up. We're trying to curb that and change that round now with the information that we're giving you here. So, again, what I always say, look at the research. Eaton, Connor, Shostak, Barnard, there's loads of people out there. They've all shown that the lack of exercise that we're doing is having a direct effect on the chronic diseases that society is suffering from. As I said, diabetes, obesity, cancer, you name it, it's there. It's brought on by how we are living our lives. And that surrounding factor, the epigenetic or environmental factor that's having on our cells is telling our genes to express not health and wellness, but sickness and disease. So, what do we have to do? Go back to part 3, look at the vision board again, all right? You have to set yourself realistic goals, okay? And what we want to do is, it's not just about losing weight, it's about getting to a better state of health. That's key to this, okay? Now, the main force behind doing what we're doing is not just losing weight, like I said, it's about getting well. It's being able to, classic example, run around with your kids or go and pick up your grandchildren, take the dog for a walk and not feel completely puffed out. Remember, Westernised society today is not what it used to be. Okay, we talked about the last one about the paleo diet, Paleolithic living. Think about it. They used to run around, they'd go off, they'd go and hunt the food or gather the food, they'd spend the day doing that, they'd come home, sit around in a group in a nice community environment, they'd all eat their food together. Okay, that's kind of what we're trying to emulate, but in a modern society. Okay, we're not going to be able to do it the same, but we want to try and get close to that. Okay, because that's what your genes were programmed to do. So, we know that we need 30 minutes of exercise a day. How many people do you know do 30 minutes of exercise a day? Now look at yourself. Do you do 30 minutes of exercise a day? If you had a cat or a dog, would you put them in a small room and not let them exercise? No, it would be cruel. But the trouble is, we tend to do that to ourselves. We're not going out, we're not taking a walk every day, we're not having a run or doing some, doing some lifting down the gym or doing a postural exercise that we should be doing. Okay? Now, hopefully, people that have seen some of the other videos will have started to get into that healthy habit of doing that exercise. Now, third module, like I said, we talked about realistic goals. That is key to this, all right? If you haven't done the exercise and you say to yourself, like 4 months' time, I'm going to go and run a marathon, that's not realistic. All that's going to happen is you're going to get dejected, unhappy, stressed, wound up, and you're just not going to do it. What you want to be doing is saying, right, I know at this current point in time, I can walk a mile in 20 minutes. So say to yourself, okay, in 4 months, I want to be able to do that in 15 minutes, and you work towards that. And in a year, I'd like to be able to jog that in 10 minutes, okay? Now, at the other end of the spectrum, you could say to yourself, okay, I can't walk from the kitchen to the lounge to the bathroom without becoming tired, puffed, and all my joints aching. So you don't say to yourself, I want to be able to run a mile in 10 minutes. You say to yourself, okay, we're going to take baby steps here. What's going to be a difference to what I'm doing now? If you can walk to those 3 rooms and to the end of the garden and back again, that's a massive difference. A huge difference. That's several 100% increase in capacity from what you can currently do. So if you take baby steps, lots of little baby steps are a lot easier than 1 or 2 big steps. That's where we're trying to get to. Now, what's the evidence behind all this? Booth et al. She's shown that there's a 50% reduction in colorectal cancer among people that have the highest levels of physical activity. He demonstrated a 30 to 50% reduction in diabetes and heart disease and cancers just from 30 minutes of moderate exercise a day. 30 minutes is not that much. How much time do you spend watching the TV or reading the paper? It's easy to go for a walk, okay? So it's just about making yourself do a little bit extra to what you're doing now for a massive difference in your long-term health. Another one, osteoporosis. Osteoporosis affects roughly 50% of women, and it's almost the same in men. But one of the first signs of osteoporosis is a hip fracture. One of the first signs. Now, I'd rather do a little bit more exercise than actually sustain some sort of serious injury. So if you're starting to do the exercise, you're reducing your chance of getting osteoporotic fractures. Big difference. Now, posture. American Journal of Pain Management have actually said that having good posture regulates everything, every physiological activity within your body, from your breathing to hormone function. So doing those postural exercises that we've got on the main website, on the Spinal Care Centre website every day, makes a massive difference. That's why they're so important, why we asked you to start doing them 2-3 months ago. Now, regular physical activity has been shown to lower blood pressure, which is great. It's been shown to lower your bad cholesterol but raise good cholesterol levels. It's also been shown to reduce our insulin resistance, which is really, really important, okay? If you actually look at it, lots of exercise has also been shown to improve bowel function. It's been shown to improve our cardiovascular function. It's been shown to improve dementias, people with Alzheimer's and other memory, simple just memory problems. It's also been shown to increase our feel-good hormones. So if you're one of those people that gets depressed easily, exercise makes a big difference. So, for every day, what should we be doing? Flexibility exercises, we know that. We should be doing our postural exercises. What I want people to start doing now is really ramping up things like going for a walk or getting on a bicycle, going for a bicycle ride. And you also want to be doing sort of 3 times a week some resistance exercise. So you can either do that from the website there. You start with the plank. Once you've got that, then go to the crunches and the sit-ups. Start doing the press-ups, the half squats, then the full squats. Or if you can do those, you're at that level already, go to a gym, go to a proper gym where someone can guide you because you don't want to sustain any injury, and start doing some proper resistance exercise. Let's start building up that muscle to give our body that boost that it needs to start dealing with your general health and wellness, get that function working properly. So yeah, this is the 5th module. That was the exercise, done and dusted, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.